Medical alarms shriek at 03:47 hours. Yuki Nakamura's water breaks across sterile floor tiles, each drop reflecting neon advertisements bleeding through reinforced windows. Defense sector's maternity ward operates at 127% capacity, another statistic scrolling past Hiroshi's neural implant. Contraction number 7 hits like a seismic tremor. Yuki grips the delivery table until knuckles turn bone white. Beyond the ward's armored walls, Neotokyo's skyline pulses with warning lights. Through the ward speakers, Sector 12's emergency sirens wail, another building buckling under the weight of too many lives crammed into too little space. Push, the medical android commands, sensors calculating optimal delivery angles. Yuki screams, not just from pain, but from a premonition she can't name. What kind of world am I bringing her into, she thinks, watching warning lights pulse beyond the window. Blood pressure spikes to 180/110. Hiroshi counts heartbeats, his daughter's pulse thundering through monitoring equipment at 156 beats per minute. Normal range for fetal distress. Keiko Nakamura emerges at 04:12 hours, weighing 3.2 kilograms. Tiny fists pummel air thick with recycled oxygen. Her birth certificate generates automatically. Citizen ID 7847,293,156. Defense sector clearance pending. Outside, another building collapses. Infrastructure fails. Population climbs. Keiko's first breath tastes of metal and survival. Keiko's school shoes click against polished concrete as she follows Hiroshi through Sector Command's endless corridors. 27 floors below Neotokyo's surface, the air tastes of recycled oxygen and metal polish. "Stay close," her father whispers, his security badge glowing amber against the scanner. Steel doors hiss open. Inside, wall-to-wall holographic displays showing every district in real time. Population counters flash constantly. 2.1 billion, 2.1 billion, 2.1 billion. Keiko's mouth drops open. "This is where Daddy works?" Hiroshi kneels beside her, his uniform crisp under fluorescent lighting. "Sometimes grown-ups have to make very hard choices, Keiko-chan." His calloused finger traces a district map. Red zones pulse ominously across the display. Siren tests echo through the chamber. 3 sharp blasts that make her cover her ears. Numbers cascade down holographic screens like digital rain. Defense protocols scroll past faster than she can read. "What kind of choices?" she asks. Hiroshi kneels to meet her eyes. Sometimes we have to choose who gets to come home for dinner." His hand trembles against the control panel. "And sometimes we choose wrong." Outside the reinforced windows, Neotokyo's lights twinkle 300 meters above their heads like distant stars. Mumbai's southern districts burn on 17 simultaneous screens. Keiko presses against the command center's observation glass, watching her mother's rigid shoulders at the central console. Director Yuki Nakamura has 3 minutes, 14 seconds to make the choice. 2 billion refugees flood toward higher ground as the Arabian Sea surge peaks. Tsunami warnings scream across every channel, but Mumbai's quantum shield generators can only protect one sector, either the coastal industrial zone housing 8 million workers or the inland residential districts where 2.2 billion climate refugees shelter in towering arcologies. Keiko's breath fogs the reinforced glass. Below, technicians feed probability matrices into Yuki's workstation. Death tolls cascade like digital rain, millions against billions. Keiko's stomach lurches as the numbers shift, each digit representing someone's father, mother, child. The math seems simple until Keiko spots the personal files hidden in her mother's peripheral screen. Hiroshi Nakamura appears in Yuki's private feed from Mumbai District 7, coordinating refugee evacuations from the residential towers. Yuki's hand hovers over the shield activation controls. 2 minutes, 47 seconds remain. Keiko's breath catches. Choose the workers. Papa dies. Choose the refugees. Her mind refuses to complete the thought. She presses harder against the glass, willing her mother to see what she sees, that some numbers have names. Academy simulation chamber hums with quantum processors. Keiko's neural interface syncs at 98.7% compatibility, highest in her class of 847 cadets. Instructor Martinez projects Mumbai's aftermath: 340 million saved, 2.1 million lost. 4 years haven't dimmed those numbers. Nakamura, your mother's decision created new protocols, Martinez announces. You'll study them firsthand. Keiko's jaw tightens. Yuki never mentioned the Academy requests. 17 different crisis scenarios bearing the Nakamura Protocol designation. Each one built on those 3 minutes in Mumbai. Her mother's legacy becoming her curriculum. Is this what she wanted for me? Keiko wonders, excelling at scenarios that would have broken most people. Training pods simulate impossible choices: earthquake response with limited transport, pandemic resource allocation, terrorist networks targeting infrastructure. Keiko's fingers dance across holographic controls. Her scores dominate the leaderboards. Tactical thinking inherited from Yuki, strategic patience from Hiroshi. After midnight training, she video calls home. Hiroshi appears tired, maintenance shifts taking their toll. Your mother watches your academy feeds, he admits. She's proud but won't say it. Keiko nods, understanding. Mumbai created legends and ghosts. Some decisions echo through generations, shaping children born from impossible choices made in crisis moments. Hiroshi's hands shake as he holds their daughter for the first time. Aiko, he whispers, counting 10 perfect fingers. Keiko watches from the hospital bed in Neotokyo's civilian sector, her academy training temporarily forgotten. Outside their window, the defense tower's lights pulse green, all quiet. Yuki arrives with cherry blossoms from their old neighborhood. She has your grandmother's eyes, she tells Keiko, placing the flowers beside newborn Aiko. 17 hours of labor ended at dawn. The city hums below, 14.2 million people starting another day. Keiko's emergency communicator stays silent on the bedside table. Command gave her 3 weeks leave, unprecedented for a crisis analyst. But holding Aiko changes everything. Her daughter's heartbeat, steady at 140 beats per minute, becomes the only data that matters. Hiroshi photographs their first family moment. Keiko exhausted but radiant. Aiko sleeping peacefully, cherry petals scattered on white sheets. Neither parent knows that within hours, this same hospital room will receive an evacuation alert. But in the corridor outside, a junior analyst clutches an urgent briefing marked eyes only. Crisis protocols don't pause for new mothers, and some decisions can't wait 3 hours, let alone 3 weeks. Seismic sensors detect the 8.4 magnitude fault rupture at 03.47 hours. Keiko's hands hover over the emergency protocol matrix, sweat beading on her temples. Seoul's coastal containment breach spreads at 0.4 kilometers per hour. Mathematical certainty painted in red across tactical displays. 3 minutes to authorize zone lockdown. 2 billion people require immediate quarantine protocols. But 6-year-old Aiko's elementary school sits in evacuation zone 7, district 12. Population, 2.3 million souls who need 90 more seconds to clear. Red numbers cascade. Yo 3 das, Yo 259, Yo Firasit. Commander Chen's voice cuts through static. Nakamura, authorization required now. Hiroshi's morning text flashes on her peripheral screen. Aiko drew you a robot today. Juo 2:30, 02:29, 02:28. Keiko's finger trembles above the authorization key. Emergency transport protocols show Aiko's school bus departed 15 minutes ago. Manifest confirms 47 children aboard, including her daughter. Safe. Probably safe. She pictures Aiko's laugh from this morning. Toast crumbs on small fingers. Mama, will you save the world today? Yo 1, G0059, 0058. Keiko slams the authorization key. Seoul's containment field activates with electric blue light. 2.3 million people sealed inside. Families who couldn't evacuate fast enough. Her tactical screen confirms global catastrophe averted. Cost: 847,000 souls in zones that didn't clear in time. Hiroshi materializes beside her command station, pulling up the manifest. Aiko's bus made it through the checkpoint. She's asking for you. Victory tastes like copper pennies and someone else's grief. Aiko's laughter echoes through their apartment's reinforced walls. Keiko's 7-year-old daughter builds tower cities with magnetic blocks, each structure reaching toward artificial skylights. 12 months have passed since Seoul. Her decision saved 2 billion lives. Cost: 847,000 souls in Zone 7. Memorial walls now stretch across 3 city blocks downtown. Names etched in quantum-resistant steel catch Neotokyo's filtered sunlight. Keiko walks past them every morning. Her reflection fragments across 847,000 surnames. Some nights, she calculates alternate scenarios, different targeting sequences, faster evacuation protocols, mathematics of the impossible. Aiko stacks another building. Mama, look, it's taller than Command Tower. Her small hand shaped tomorrow's skyline with unconscious precision. 7 years old, alive because her mother chose strangers over certainty. Keiko's promotion letter sits unopened on the kitchen counter. Director of Global Crisis Management. The position comes with expanded authority, larger decisions, more lives balanced on quantum processors and 3-minute deadlines. Her daughter's tower topples. Magnetic blocks scatter across synthetic hardwood. I'll build it better next time, Aiko announces, unknowing that her very existence proves second chances are possible. Keiko's throat tightens. Some towers, once fallen, never rise the same way twice. In those final 3 minutes, the same span of time it took for Keiko to be born, she faced the most impossible arithmetic of human existence. The weight of one beloved life against 2 billion unknown souls. Her choice, whatever it was, would forever alter the trajectory of our species. Perhaps what matters most is not the decision she made, but that in those crucial moments she carried the full burden of love, duty, and moral complexity that defines us as human beings. She became the embodiment of every parent's fierce devotion and every leader's crushing responsibility, forced to reconcile the intimate with the infinite. Keiko's story reminds us that our greatest moral challenges rarely come with clear answers, only with the demand for courage in the face of impossible choices. In a world increasingly driven by algorithms and cold calculations, her 3 minutes of anguish represents something irreplaceably human: the struggle to do right when there is no right answer. Whatever future emerges from her decision, as Aiko builds new towers from the rubble of old ones, it will carry the understanding that love and duty don't always align, and sometimes the most human thing we can do is choose anyway, carrying both the weight and the hope forward.